Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. Before I move forward, you know what I'm going to do? Let's cue that goddamn intro. Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well wherever it is that you may be around the world. And I thought I'd bring you a Sunday special. The match review. Chelsea versus Southampton. 3-1 to Chelsea on the day. A very professional, very good performance. We are going to go through that performance. We're going to look at the stats. We're going to do our player ratings. We're going to go through them individually. The lines are going to be open. You can come in and have your say as well. I wasn't meant to be streaming today because it is my birthday tomorrow and I am going out in about 2-3 hours. So I thought, you know what? Before I even do that, I will go live with you guys, do a little stream, and then we'll move forward on that. But before we move forward, guys, you know what we need to do? Please smash the like button for me. Smash it up. Let's try and get to 40 likes minimum. We can easily do that on here. Let's do that. And we will open up the lines very, very soon as well. See what people are saying in the chats. Big up to Will. Will's in the house. Concierge of Crime. Good evening, Joe. Massive result. Massive performance. Yes. And that's partly why I wanted to do a little stream today. Just to obviously talk about the performance. Because the performance deserves to be spoken about. So let's get into it. Marcus, big up to you. Fator, where are these Timo outers, AK Werner scammers, absolute fraudulent scammers out there? Fools, ship it. Where's my money? And that is Timo Werner's lawyer right there with his comments. Big up to Matt as well. Big up to you. Sosa as well. Big up to my guy. Thank you. It's tomorrow. My birthday is tomorrow. Like I said, I wasn't meant to stream today, but I can't resist. Can't resist not streaming and being with you guys. But like I said to you guys, the link will be open very, very soon as well. Bear with me. I'm going to try and fly through this. Good morning. Big up to Declared. Thank you. Birthday's tomorrow. Barkley, yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Big up to Mo as well in the house. I hope you're well, Mo. Hope you're having a nice Sunday as well, mate. Right, let's delve into it quickly. Like I said, I am flying through this. Just keep smashing the likes in the meantime, please. Let's have a look. Sky Sports, yeah. The Sky Sports website, full-time. Chelsea 1, Southampton 3. What the hell was that? That's the wrong one. What the hell was that about? I should have checked this. It's because I was in a rush. Should have checked this, guys. I don't know why. I was thinking, William? What's going on here? What is going on? There we go. That's better, isn't it? We still beat them 3-1, though. Chelsea 3, Southampton 1. Chalobah, Werner, Ben Chilwell with the goals as well. They did, however, get the penalty, which we'll talk in detail in a bit. James Ward-Prowse scored, but also then got sent off in the 77th minute, as we already know. I do want to know your man of the matches, etc. as well. Have I gone to video? What am I doing today? I'm not on it today. I'm not on it, guys. Stats. Let's go through the stats. As always, Chelsea with 61% possession. Southampton with a small 38% possession. We had 20 shots on target. 9 on target, 20 in total. That's better. It's better than having 16 and having 1 on target. 6 off target, 5 blocked, 85% possession as well to Chelsea. 7 corners. I mean, let's be serious. We thoroughly did dominate this game. And even when they did get their goal, it wasn't deserved. I was really frustrated that Chilwell lacked concentration at that moment in time, But we'll talk into it a bit more soon. 11 fouls committed to their 13. Obviously, they got the 1 red card, which, well, we'll get into that as well. I think VAR had a lot of question marks yesterday. Again, I'm going to say VAR because I don't think it's VAR itself. I think it's more of the people using the technology. That's the issue that we currently have at the moment. But yeah, there you go, guys. Dominating performance by Chelsea. As always, we're going to delve into that now, talk about it, open up the lines. We have got a donation, though, from Blue Lounge. Says, birthday coffee is on me, Jem. Thank you for that donation, mate. Hope you are well as well. Thank you very much for that. Jem, you watching the Academy game? No, unfortunately not. I've got a shootout after this. I'm going out of family for a meal, birthday meal as well. So Mike Dean on VAR makes sense. Mike Dean on VAR makes sense. Yeah, well, you know, he had a bit of a weird. I mean, we'll get into it anyway because I thought we performed very well. Tuchel made a lot of changes to the team, lots of changes to the team, and it could either have gone two ways. It could have either have gone down the route of if we drew or lost that game, it would have been we made too many subs or too many different, too many different changes in the lineup. But it didn't, and it worked massively. We saw Callum Hudson-Odoi coming into the left, Timo Werner play off the right, Lukaku up front, Ruben and Kovacic, who are our best progressive players on the ball, in the middle. We had Ben Chilwell, Chile B back on the left. We had who do you have on the right? Aspie on the right. And then at the back, we had Trevor Chalobah, who got his goal, Silva, Rudiger. And it was a strong enough team. Let's be serious. It was a strong enough team. Big Jim, happy birthday, man. Have a good day. Big up to you as well. Mike Dean was on VAR. Makes sense why he ruled this out. Yeah, Mike Dean and the other donut, they're just useless. Absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. But the overall performance, how I felt it went, I was satisfied. That first 45 minutes, we played very well. The movement off the ball, the runs, the interchanges, the hunting of the ball down, winning the ball back quickly. We should have been 2-0 up at least by half time. So, at least, Ruben gets the flick on the near post, which lands to Trevor Chalobah at the back, and he headers it in neatly and nicely. Beautiful goal. 1-0 Chelsea. Deserved. And then, obviously, Timo Werner, we have a little bit of an incident where Timo Werner gets his goal. But prior to that goal, it must have been 40 seconds before that goal, there was a supposed foul on an individual by Aspie, which for me wasn't a foul. It wasn't a foul in the first place. Yeah. And I've not ever seen in a Premier League game that incident ever happen. It's like they pick and choose when they want to do things or how they want to look at things. There's no consistency. My biggest issue with VAR is the consistency. But the people that say get rid of VAR, no, we shouldn't get rid of VAR. It's not VAR. It's the people using VAR, which is the issue. And that's the real. That was a real killer because out of every individual it could have been, it was Timo Werner that got disallowed. Do you know what I mean? The guys had 16 goals disallowed from VAR. 16 goals disallowed from VAR. All right, some of them might have been offside. You'd have to look into that. I don't know, but that's a lot of goals. It was just, even he said after in the talk after, he said when that goal got disallowed, it's just a story of my career at Chelsea. Like I swear, everything just would not land to me or go to him. And do you know what? Hats off to him. He was immense in that game. He's so important to the way that we play. I keep telling people, all the haters, all the people that don't like Timo Werner is important to Chelsea. He is more effective than Hakim Ziyech. He's more effective than Kai Havertz at the moment, unfortunately. But Kai Havertz will get back into it. And he's more effective than Pulisic because he can't be effective because he's always injured. So, do you see what I'm saying? There's over 30 of you here right now, guys. Smash the like button. Smash it. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV. Let's get to 40 likes as quickly as possible. But yeah, that got disallowed. We go into the second half 1-0. We needed that second goal. I felt like certain individual performances dropped off. Callum Hudson-Odoi off the left was lovely to see yesterday. He looked comfortable. Nice little flicks, 1-2s runs. Got to the second half. He slowly fell off the game a little bit. However, we give that poor penalty away, which Livramento obviously came to haunt us. Ben Chilwell dives in, and it's reckless from Chilwell. It's reckless. I've never seen Ben Chilwell's usually very good at staying on his feet, and we've seen it last year. But he just lacked that moment of concentration, which caught him out, and then we obviously gave the penalty away, which was a penalty. There's no arguing about it, right? James Ward-Prowse puts it in the bottom of the net, 1-1. They weren't doing nothing. They didn't offer anything. They didn't deserve to be drawing with us, but they was. And we dealt with them. You got to bear in mind, this Southampton team have not, have done well against the top oppositions recently. For us to go and beat them like we did was impressive. We then made some substitutions. Ross Barkley came on the pitch, which I thought, why again? And he answered why with a great ball. Someone else coming as well. We had Ross Barkley. I think someone else came in as well. I can't even remember. But anyway, You know, Timo Werner, Lukaku, really like Mason Mount came on as well, which gave us a bit more of a hunger drive as well. And the goal came from a ball from Ross Barkley over the top, back post to Aspie. Aspie hits it first time across, and Timo Werner, because if Timo Werner didn't get there, Lukaku was behind him anyway. One of them two had to bury that. That was going in the back of the net, one way or the other. We was going to be leading that. And luckily, Timo Werner gets to the end of it, scores the goal that he deserved on that game. He was, for me, like I kept saying, immense. And we went in 2-1 on a Timo Werner goal. And then we got the third goal. The third goal, which Lukaku should have put in the back of the net. Let's be serious. He should have put in the back of the net. He didn't. It came back out to Aspie. Aspie decided he wanted to hit the post as well, so he smashes the post. And then, it lands to Ben Chilwell, who hits it nicely from the corner and the angle that he was at. To hit it in the corner as well as he did was pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie, it was pretty impressive. Obviously, he did scrap it off, but it didn't matter. It was too late at that point. Guys, we're only at 13 likes. There's over nearly 40 people here. Let's get them likes up. 30 likes is needed. Please, can you do that? Smash the like button for the channel. We're going to do a quick rating. Then I'm going to open up the lines. You guys can get involved. Claire says, how far do we go back? Chelsea always get unique rulings. It's not a joke anymore. Yeah, it's starting to feel a little bit annoying. First man sacked was Watford's Munoz. In Werner's, I predicted that goal, which was easy because I predicted every game he plays 1 goal or 2. Ultra, you're right, mate. You're right. Can Chelsea beat Man City? Well, yeah, we can on our day. Thank God Chua scored because I really pitied him from the luck on his face. Yeah, and I'm glad he redeemed himself. He redeemed himself massively. Massively. Right, let's quickly jump into these ratings so I can just open up the lines, get you involved. Edouard Mendy, guys, you know what to do. Get involved as well. Ratings out of 10s. What was their performance like to you? Edouard Mendy didn't, again, have much to do in the game. When he was called upon, done his job. Obviously, the penalty, unfortunately, he could not save as well. It is what it is. This will happen. Yeah. Guys, over 40 you here, 16 likes. Are you serious? Come on, man. That ain't even nice. That ain't even nice. I just looked at that now and I think to myself, come on, man, we're better than this. We're better than this. Edouard Mendy, I would probably give a 6, 7. He didn't have to do much. All right, he conceded the goal. But did he have much to do? Sosa says 8. Mendy gets 6.5 as well. Yeah, I thought he had a decent performance. Again, like I said, there was much he had to do. So I would give him an easy 6, 7. Yeah, 6 or 7. 6 or 7 will do on Mendy. In terms of the back, we had man like Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger doing his mad runs again, doing his Messi-esque runs from deep into the box. That was pretty impressive, actually, yesterday. Yeah, he's, what is it to say about Rudiger? He's always solid. 7 out of 10 for me. I don't really know what much more to say about Rudiger. I thought he was very good. ZVO says 7, Ultra 7, Mendy gets a 7. Yeah, I think 7's a fair do. He had a comfortable game. The thing with Rudiger is, how many games is he going to continuously play? Are we going to burn him out? Because he's continuously having to come into games, That's the only thing. ZVO says 8 as well. Fair enough. 7.5. Rudiger is so bad. I like that one. Yeah, there's not much more to say. That's what I'm saying. There's not much more for me to really talk about when it comes to Rudiger. He's just got a good performance as well. Thiago Silva again. I thought Thiago Silva was pretty good. Pretty decent. I thought he had a good game for Chelsea. A very good game. Just waiting for it to load. I don't know why it's taking so long to load. What's going on here? Come on. Come on, man. There we go. Thiago Silva. I think he was a 6.57. Again, had a sort of an average game. Some people saying 8 as well. Yeah, I would say he had a good, decent game. Consistent. He always is. I was surprised he actually played, to be honest. I thought Christensen might have come in, but maybe Christensen was the one that needed the rest out of the 2, which is fair enough. So, Dev says 6.5. 7 is what we got here as well from Good For You. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't think there's much to talk about when it comes to the defenders. I thought they just done their job. Like Trevor Chalobah, Mr. Trevor Chalobah, who got his goal at the back post. Do we rate Trevor Chalobah's performance, guys? What are we giving him? because I think he had a good game. He's getting that experience and he's playing with experienced players in Thiago Silva one side, Aspie the other. His overall performances have been very good, very, very, very good. And he deserves, he deserves the starts that he's had. He deserves the starts that he's had. When we originally saw the lineup come out, everyone was saying 3-5-2 with Trad Chalobah playing in the middle. No way was it that. It was the standard 3-4-3 formation that it switched back to. And we kind of switched into 3-5-2 sometimes. We alternate in games, if you've noticed. We alternate the way we play. But I would say he was a 6-7, anything like that. Again, big up to Couch Critic as well. Hope he's well. Guys, like I keep saying, smash the like button. Let's get them up. Let's get them likes up, please. Let's move. What have we got next? Aspie, guys. What are we saying about Aspie? Aspie. I mean, I don't like seeing him playing in that position, but there was one thing that Aspie kept doing quite a lot in this game. I don't know if you guys noticed it yourself, but he wasn't hogging the wing as much as he usually does. If you noticed, he was dipping in. He was coming in. And he was linking with like the midfielders, if you notice. And it was like Werner was going out wide and Aspie was coming more in. It was really weird, really unusual. It was a different. And then what Aspie was doing then was he was just linking play. So they'd find him and he would do a 1-2, and then it was like triangles, 1-2, 1-2, and then they'd pass it to the wing where Werner was or Hudson-Odoi on the other side. But I thought he had a very good game. I thought he had a decent game. I thought he had a overall 6.57 game, at least 6.57. I think it's a fair result. Some people were saying 7. Big up to Abs as well. He says, big up, Gem. People, make sure you slap the like button, subscribe if you're new as well. Thank you. Beth, big up to you as well. Nice seeing you about as always. As always, it's good to see you. Right, let's go back. And let's move on to the midfield. And we will start with Mateo Kovacic. Mateo Kovacic, guys. What was Mateo Kovacic's performance like for you? Because I thought he had a very good performance overall. I thought he was solid. I thought he was determined. We was winning the ball high up the pitch. He made a beautiful pass in the first half. He hit it first time across the wing to Aspie. It was a first time pass. Beautiful. Yeah, he was a 7.58 for me yesterday. And it worked. Him and Ruben, they worked hard together in the middle. One went, one stayed. They covered each other well. It looked really, really good. And we looked fluid. The one thing that I was banging on about before the start of this game is having players that can be progressive with the ball and give us more offensively. Sometimes when Jorginho's there, we go very slow, sideways, backwards, sideways. He slows the game down. But, we didn't have that yesterday. We looked hungry. We looked like we had a point to prove, And Kova, 7.5 is what we got here. Big up to Seppers as well. I thought our pressing was non-existent. Maybe that's just me. No, I thought we were good. I thought we pressed quite well. We won the ball high up the pitch. We done what we needed to do in that game. And I thought Kovacic was a big part of it. So I'd give him a 7.58 for Mr. Kovacic. In terms of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I would give him a 7.5 as well. I thought he was very good with the ball. He's got such quick feet for such a tall guy. It's mental. The way he shifts the ball with his feet is something unordinary. Honestly, absolutely unordinary. It was a good performance by him again, and he's showing me that he can play in that role. He can be relied upon. He should be allowed the start that he deserves. But it gives us a great option. And the one thing that we lack in midfield is strength, is that progressiveness, that direct running. And he does that so well. Bobby, big up to you, my guy. Happy birthday to me. Thank you very much. Ariel Sui is the ultimate midfielder to him. He was very impressed with the performance of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. My birthday is tomorrow, guys, just to give you a heads up. I know there's over 50 of you here. Smash the like button for me, my birthday. Smash the like button for Chelsea as well, beating Southampton. Let's try and get them likes up, guys. But thank you, Bobby, for the £4 donation, which is, perfect. Thank you very much. Monster CFC's decision will affect all YouTube communities with views and super chats. A lot of people enjoy Raw streams of Monster's old format. I like Monster stuff. You know, when I can tune in, I'll tune into him. He's my boy at the end of the day. And respect to him, he's doing very well with what he's doing. You know, big up to my guy, Monster. You will see him on here soon as well. I haven't spoken to him in a while, actually, but we'll get him on here soon. I've not seen him in a while. 8 is what we're getting for Rubens. Ruben Loftus-Cheek's fantastic. 8. It's really having a midfielder with some strength too, which is facts, Beth. It's facts. A midfielder with strength is what he offers. You know, something different. And he was big. He was big. He was critical to the performance and everything that went well for Chelsea yesterday. Thank you very much, man. Big up to you, C1 London as well. Sorry for the loss of the mod Abdallah. Don't know what I was talking about. But anyway, we move. Let's move. Do we have to talk about this guy? Because he did set up the goal. Do we have to talk about this guy? Came on for a very short part of the first half, of the second half. But, however, his decisive pass around the back of the defence created Werner's second goal. And yes, Ross Barkley had an impact, a big impact. So, you know, I'll give him a 7. And based on what he did in such a short space of time, we give him a 7. Does he deserve to start games? No. Can we use him to come off the bench if he's going to give us impacts like that? Yes. Of course we can use him for that. So I'll give him a 6, 7, whatever. Yeah, I don't really know what to say with Ross Barkley. Barkley's dead, but he's made an instant impact, mate. Gives him an 8. Big up to that. ZVO says Ross 6 grabbed the beautiful pass. Seppa's saying 7. Say what you want about Barkley, but he knows where the goal is and always wants to drive forward. 7. Big up to Beth. Barkley got the assist before the assist, something we've not had for a while. Good way of looking at it, Abs. Good way of looking at it. I think he's better coming off the bench. I agree. He shouldn't start games. He's just a ghost in games. He doesn't. Anyway, we'll keep it limited on Ross Barkley because we do need to move on, and we need to move on to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Man like Cho being given the opportunity to play in his preferred position, in the position that many Chelsea fans across social media have been crying out for him to have this opportunity. Callum Hudson-Odoi in the first half was electric. Him, Werner and Lukaku had something sexy going on. That's all I can say. And it looked good. You had Werner's running. You had a dribbler in Callum Hudson-Odoi linking up very well with Chilwell, which I'd like to also mention down that wing. And he had a very good performance. He gives Tuchel, say an issue, but a reason to think now. A reason to think, okay, what do I do? Because for me, based on that first half performance of Callum Hudson-Odoi and Werner, that's the best 3 with Lukaku, or 2 behind Lukaku, that I've seen so far. In terms of the way we played, the way we moved forward. Everything about it was wicked. Yeah, it was sexy. It looked good. Does he deserve the chance to take that position right now? Some people would say yes. Some people may say no. And the reason some people may say no is because you've still got a Mason Mount. Where does Mason Mount get in the team? What happens to Mason Mount? Does Mason Mount get benched now because Callum Hudson-Odoi has come in and in many ways, done what he's done? Done what he's done. Big up to my boy Dan in the house. How are you doing, my guy? Nice to see you.
Big up, Jam. I'm doing good.
You had to come in on my chat about Callum Hudson-Odoi and the potential of him starting in games. The reason I also said was that on social media, a lot of people were asking for him to start now because they think that he's took his opportunity. But then there's a Mason Mount. So what's your thoughts on Callum Hudson-Odoi, mate? And he's getting his performance.
You know what? I think he was good. in that game. He drifted in and out of the game the first half, but he had some really, really good moments in that half. The goal should have stood. I'm not really sure why that was taken off. They had to go back like 20 minutes just to find a freaking foul for that. But no, he was good. I liked it. But I think the team in general was really good, not just because of the front three, like you said, but also because we had 2 runners in midfield against a team that was pressing us. I think we might have overreacted a little bit when it came to the last couple of games because not every team is going to press us like, City do.
Mm.
Not every team is going to defend like Juve do. So we're never going to look that bad this season. It might happen once in a while where we like struggle, but for most teams, it's going to look just like this. I mean, this looked like the Arsenal game to me. It
Yeah.
reminded me of the Arsenal game and how we just tore them apart. I mean, we scored the first goal the exact same way.
Yeah, I think it was better than the Arsenal game. What I was
Really?
thinking, especially that first half, I thought it was very good. And you're right, it wasn't only just the front three. Yet the middle, Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic being able to progress and beat the press was big, and that helped in the game. Chilwell for me, this whole myth of Alonso should play or based upon form over Chilwell has just been absolutely scrapped. I just don't want to hear it anymore. He deserved it. But Callum Hudson-Odoi, I thought he had a great performance overall. I actually didn't get to talk about Ben Chilwell. I missed him. So let me go back to Ben Chilwell. He deserves to be mentioned. Obviously, he did lack a little bit of concentration, didn't he, Dan, by giving that penalty away against Livramento. But how impressed was you with Ben Chilwell's performance yesterday?
I think it was a solid game from him. It wasn't, and I wasn't expecting him to just come in and have his best game ever. He hasn't played a full game in a very, very long time. So for me, that was it was really good for him to come in. He looked good. Just the space that he takes up back and forth. He's able to drop back in. He actually has the energy and the legs to play that wing back spot. When Alonso plays there, he just go hangs.
Yeah,
He
I
doesn't, he
agree.
doesn't drop back. He just go hangs.
But no pace.
Chilwell was moving around, so the movement looked a little better. His carrying of the ball was a lot better. The mistake, you know what? Livramento is a very, very talented player, and he was pegged back most of the game. He had a couple moments once Hasenhüttl changed his tactics. He had a couple moments in the second half, and that's when he got that penalty. So I'll more so give him credit for that because that shift from the right to left, that was really, really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't really see wing backs or right backs being able to use both feet that
Mm.
really well dribbling. So yeah, he caught Chilwell off guard. He got the penalty. Good for him. But I was happy for Chilwell because we've heard he's been dealing with a couple things recently.
Yeah.
So if you end the game on a 1-1 and you give away a penalty, that's not really good for you because he's not going on international duty. He will have a couple of weeks just to sit on that and have it just stew in his mind that he fucked up his one game back, right? But
Yeah.
being able to get that excellent goal at the end kind of just made everything better.
I
Kind of just
agree.
walked over whatever mistakes he made. It made it so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, no, I think he had a very good performance yesterday, and I think, like I said, I think he squashed the whole thing of Alonso. I kept saying it. Part of the issue why this system wasn't working was that it was our wing backs. It's being able to get up and down the pitch. He can do both. He was in the box. There was one moment where he was at defence, and then we were up the other end of the pitch, and he was in the box, and I was like, "Man, how did he get there so quick?" Like he's got a bit of pace. Do you know what I mean? As well, like
Yeah,
he just gives us more, and you need energy from your wing backs, especially in the system and the style that we play. That's why him
yeah.
and Reece James have to play for me. I know Aspie had an okay game yesterday, but you need. I just think them two are so important, especially to the way that we play the system. But let's move on. Let's move on because I want to move on to.
So I'm just kidding.
No, actually, Joe, I'll save him last actually because you're here. Let's start with this guy, Romelu Lukaku. I was on the football terrace yesterday, and a lot of people were criticising Romelu Lukaku's performances, saying that he's wasteful, he gets in the way, doesn't do anything. He's not worth 97.5 million. He can't even find the back of the net. He doesn't have any influence in games. I thought he'd done his job yesterday. I know he didn't score, and he should have scored at the end when he hit the post. Don't get me wrong, because if Werner had done that, we'd have been screwing at him. But it went in the back of the net anyway. I mean, Dan, Romelu Lukaku's performance yesterday. What are you saying?
Yesterday was a 6.
Yeah.
It was a 6 for me. He has some really good touches at times, some good runs, but he wasn't as involved as he could have been. Whether it's his fault or the system's fault or the team hasn't really gelled with him, he wasn't as involved either way. So for me, I just give him a solid 6. Still a gunman, still a killer. He scored that goal. I wish that freaking counted because that was a beautiful run.
Yeah,
Rudiger's run. Oh my god! But it kind of happens. I still think he's gonna stat pad the rest of these games. I mean, we have some really loose teams coming up. Some center backs who aren't that strong, not that great that he's gonna roll.
yeah,
So I'm not worried about him. I think people are trying to push kind of a narrative. They need to find someone to actually blame. And
yeah.
when you've taken out, some of these number 10s and you don't have the wing backs to blame, so you have to find someone.
I just don't get we win
I don't
we
get
should have
it.
won it anyway. We deserved the win. When they got back in the game, I was pretty frustrated because they just didn't deserve anything.
Yeah,
But when you look at Lukaku and his performance, just like Chelsea fans in general, they're a headache because we win comfortably. We win like we did. We get the job done. Yet we still find something to moan about. Like, why are we so reactionary all the time? Why can't we just relax? It doesn't mean you're not going to have a game where every single player on the pitch is a 10 out of 10. There might be a couple
exactly.
players that are like 6 and 7s and everyone else is 9. It happens. But as long as we win and the team play well, I don't get why we have to criticize players not playing to the level of others. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just find it weird with our fan base massively.
It's
It
just
is
a bit
what it
of
is.
balance. I think there are certain players in our team that it's either they have a 9 out of 10 game, or to a lot of people it's like a 5 out of 10. There's no middle ground. There's no, oh, he had a decent game. He had a good game. His all around gameplay was really really good. He didn't score, but it was a good game, right?
Yeah.
There's no balance to that. It's either he has a fantastic game or he was shit because he just didn't score. And I'm a big proponent of strikers scoring, right? So, if this was in January and he only still had 3 goals, it wouldn't matter how good his general play was. I mean, I'll definitely say you need to score a lot more goals. This is really, really poor. But we're
Yeah.
7 games in. We know there's been issues with our systems. We know there's been kinks and things going on, and he still has scored three goals. He has 4 overall in 8 games, which is one in 2. I think that ratio
Yeah.
is going to get a lot better, but
Mm.
people being people being mad about that now is ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. The guy's doing well for me at the moment. He will have games like he did yesterday where he's not 100%. He could have had a goal. He did score one and he was offside as well. So he done what I expected him to do in many ways. Lukaku, to be honest, there's not much really to say. Yeah, he could have had a better impact in front of goal and done whatever, but still very important to the way we play, especially with the runners running off him and having that focal point, which was important, especially into the game yesterday as well. But guys, let's try and get to 40 likes. We're only on 27 at the moment. It's over 75 people here. We're on our way to nearly 100 viewers as well. So come on, let's get them likes up. We should be on 40 at least by now. Please smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. We're on our road to 3K and we're only 150 away, I think, from it. So please help do that as well. Give Lukaku time to adapt to his new teammates. Lautaro operates differently compared to Timo. I hear that. We love our space creators at Chelsea. Is what Sir Timo saying. Tuchel said in the post-match that people know how Lukaku works and are focusing now, but he has a plan. Fair enough. We have to see that. See what happens with that. Couch says he's a 7. I agree. I think he was anything between a 6 and 7 for me. I don't think he
Yeah.
was as bad as people were saying. But yeah, he was fine. He was fine. But I do want to move on. There's one man that I think deserves to be spoke about a bit more. And I'm glad this guy's next to me as well, right here, below me, to have this chat about Timo Werner. Because actually, do you know what? I ain't going to start talking about him first. I'm going to let you talk about him first because you don't think that he had that much of a good game, do you?
No, I think his general play was shit. But
What?
when you score 2 goals in a game, I have to give you a 9. And that's what if people don't understand what I say about Werner, I don't like his general play. I don't think his general play is good. What I care about from him is scoring goals, right? Because you can if me and you watch that game, as a pair and watching the game, and you see the ball go to him off the right, and he loses it, and his touch isn't right, his passing isn't right. Did he find Lukaku once?
I don't.
I'm not. I'm
Why
just
are we
asking
so, why,
you.
why are we so critical about these little intricate things with him? I
But
don't
I'm
get it.
not. If his general play is bad, but he scores goals, then he scored
I
goals.
thought
Then
his general
give
play was
him an
good.
A.
He was
I
making
don't think
runs
he
down
was
the
good.
wing. Yeah,
I don't think he was good. I think.
I thought he was very good. I mean, you go first. Go on. You can
I
talk
think
first.
I think our standards and what general play is really dropped,
No, not
especially
really.
for Werner. Like you can check it if you want and see how many times he combined with his striker, he combined with Hudson Odoi, he combined with any of them. I
Yeah,
think
but
those
he's
are
on the
important
right wing,
elements of
Dan.
the game.
He's on the right wing.
Yeah,
like
but that's where isn't that where all of them have to play at points? Isn't
he
that
was
where
he
Mount
was
has to
he was so effective off that wing yesterday. Yeah,
effective how?
that
Tell me how he was effective. Now, mind you, I agree he was very effective in scoring goals, which is all I ask of him, and I'm happy
There was
about that.
more than that, though. There was more
I
to
give
his
him an
game
A5.
than that.
So what did he do in the
His
game?
whole game is more effective than half of the guys that we currently that have been playing at the moment.
Can
He
you give me
deserves
some
to be
moments
playing
that
over
you
them.
remember from the game that he was
He
effective
deserves to
without
be. I'm
scoring?
not having a stinky agenda, Dan. Stop this.
No,
I
no,
know what
I'm
you're
not
doing
having.
right
I'm
now.
asking you
No,
a question.
no.
Just give me one
Timo
moment you
Werner.
remember.
Some people need to take their hats off to this guy because we sit here and criticize him all the time. Yeah, about him missing opportunities. Yet the guy scores goals and has a decent game. Yet we're still trying to find something to moan about his
I'm
performance.
not finding anything
Allow
to moan
the
about. You
agenda.
asked me. Come on, Jam. You asked
No,
me what I thought of his general play. I thought his general play was poor. If you can tell me moments that you remember from his general play, because I can tell you moments of Cho. I can tell you moments of everybody else's general play that I felt was
his link-up play
decent.
was good. The ball was coming into him. He was playing 1-2s, making runs. He runs
One,
behind the
two,
defence
three,
that
cool.
Aspie was finding him round the back. You know, he's so effective. That's what I'm saying to you.
Oh,
Like
oh,
he,
I don't
he
know. I don't know
creates
what you
space.
mean by effective. Like, what is it? What is he effective at?
In the system that we play, it's effective. The way we were playing yesterday, because he gives us an outlay. He's different to a Cho. He's different to a Lukaku. He makes his movement off the ball is key to how we play in this system. I keep saying this to people. His runs, but yesterday he made a number of runs behind the defence, which opened space, and then he cut back and played 1-2s, made runs into the box to join Lukaku in numbers of occasions. Yeah, got his goal. His
You know
first
what I
goal
think?
because he
I
was in the
think
box.
people watch Werner do what he does without taking into account how it affects the whole team. We scored how many goals yesterday? 3, right? Can you name me one goal that was due to the effect of Werner's runs?
He's got to
Not the
get.
goal
He's
that
got
he
to be in the
scored.
right position to score the goal, Dan. This is what I'm
No,
saying.
I'm not
It
talking.
doesn't
Like
make
I
any
said
sense what you're
before,
saying.
I gave
It's
him
not
credit
making
for
sense.
scoring the goal. You're missing what I'm saying. I
Oh,
said his general play, apart from scoring the goal, was poor. You're
so
not
that
listening,
that
Jen.
one where he linked up with Lukaku and he
Which
backheeled it to him
one?
and he got in the box and he took on 2 players and then unfortunately I think he hit the goal. He should have gone in the back of the net, but the goalie stuck his arm out and it just hit him in the arm. Do you remember that one where he should have scored?
I don't remember. I
That
do remember Lukaku sliding in him and
he paid it into
him having
Lukaku.
a very
Lukaku
soft shot.
backheeled it. Lukaku backheeled it to him because you said they don't have any combination play. Backheeled it to him. He
So
received
that was
it.
his combination play or Lukaku's. I'm asking, like,
It was between
what
two
are
of
we
them.
saying here?
I don't get your argument. I
No, I
don't
don't
get
get
your
your
argument.
argument. I gave him an 8.5 because he scored a freaking goal. You want me to say that he's some great general play guy? He's doing flicks and tricks
No,
and passing is
I just
great,
want him to have
runs
his
are
flowers
effective.
when
I'm
he
not
has a
gonna
good
say
game.
that. I gave him
Oh, I
his
want
flowers. He scored a goal. I gave him his flowers.
Dan, you crack me up. You know that.
What do you? What more do you want from me, man?
Fine, my turn. Can I start?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead,
Okay.
man.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go through the chat quickly. Calling Timo shit when you don't realize he isn't the Drogba type player. You must. No, yeah. Look, this is everyone can have their opinion, guys.
No
Yeah.
one called him shit. Relax.
No. He didn't call him shit. He just doesn't think his general plays good enough, which is fair enough. You know, if that's this is what he's saying. Timo is inevitable. We play better when he starts. Is what Timo's saying. Don't really get it. Stop the hating. There's so many people coming at it, Dan. I'm just.
I
It's
think we
going
gotta
mad
stop
with
being
this.
so emotional. If I give a guy an
Disallowed
8.5,
goals in a season, and
if I give him an
and
8.5 for scoring a goal, and I say his general play wasn't so good, why are you so upset about that?
I just think that him and Cho. We'll talk about him. I'm going to talk about him in a second, actually. But I thought him and Cho were more effective with Lukaku from what I've seen compared to the others so far. I just thought they linked very well. And yes, it was important that we had Ruben and Kovacic in the middle. But the guys up front, especially Cho and Werner, they've done what they were asked to do in their games, play to their strengths. Cho's strengths was being able to dribble, pick the ball up, one-touch football, be good with the ball, and he was very good with the ball, and especially in the first half. Timo Werner's job was to try and hold the ball up, make runs off the defence, and create space for Lukaku's and that to make runs in the boxes. And he done that very well. He done it in numbers of times. I think his link-up play yesterday was okay. We criticise him about how his touches on the ball. Yeah, he has them little moments here and there. But yesterday, he was bringing the ball in. He was playing 1-2s, making runs off. Like, I didn't see any real issue with his whole game. I just thought he had a very good all-round game. I just thought he had a decent game. I'm not saying he hasn't had bad games in the past. His general play's been poor. Yes, he has had poor general games, but he is very effective. And some people will go, well, why? And I'll tell you why. Because he don't give up. He just doesn't give up. He will always make that run. He will always get himself in the box. He will always, his mind never switches off where he goes missing in games because he's always trying to do something, even if it doesn't pull off at the end. And if he continues doing that, he will find his form. And the game that he had yesterday for me was part of the reason why I think him and Lukaku can work in games. And this is why I've been saying we need to start Timo Werner. We should allow him this opportunity. Hakim Ziyech hasn't took his chance. Havertz is in and out of form. Mason Mount's been injured. Pulisic is nowhere to ever be seen. So we ain't got an option with Pulisic. So give him these opportunities. Do you know what I mean? And the opportunities that he's had this season, for me, this season's to come in and play, I think he's played pretty well. If you base him overall on an overall basis of the games that he's played, I think he's had good games for Chelsea since he's came back in. And I think he deserves it. And I would give him man of the match. I know Cow's saying man of the match. I think he's man of the match. I think he deserves to be man of the match. I think he was
I think Chalobah is, but I hear you.
It was a difference for me yesterday. He scored the first one. It should have been a goal. He didn't get it. And the second goal, he got himself in a position which was where we asked him to be. And he put it in the back of the net, which is all we want him to do. So, I think he done what he could have. He could have had a hat-trick yesterday. He actually could have had a hat-trick. He should have had two, but he could have had an hat-trick, No, Dan, listen, guys. We've got to respect. Everyone have their own thoughts and feelings about individuals, and we have to respect it. You can disagree with each other. That's the whole point of football. We can disagree with people's views. We're also
Guys are acting like we haven't seen Bruno have this type of game so many times, where his general play isn't great, but he pops up with a crucial, very important goal. So you give him credit for that. So like I said, he's performing the best out of the rest. So yeah,
you said to me, all you want to see him do is score goals, and he done.
That's what I care about, and he deserves to keep on starting. But I'm not going to agree that his general play was good, and that's fine. We don't have to agree on that. But he did score a goal, which is all I care about. So I give him credit for that. And everybody in the comments crying about it, that's fine. That's fine. I've been right about Werner this whole time. When I say he doesn't start,
he is. He's consistent. He's consistent.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, he is. Dan's consistent with his feelings with it. But if Timo Werner continues banging in goals and he keeps putting in the performances, maybe Dan may sit here and say, you know what, he deserves to be in the team. We don't need to get rid of him. Maybe he is useful. We'll see. Still very early anyway. Werner took Daniel's girl away from him. Now I get it, is what JJ says. Thanks for the donation.
My girl doesn't like blondes, man. I'm sorry.
But listen, guys, there's over 120 of you here, 45 minutes in. We need to get to 75 likes. Smash the like button. If you're new to GNA TV as well, subscribe to the channel. Please do that now. Subscribe to GNA. I am going to put the link in the chat for you guys to come in and get involved. Daniel, I want to ask you your man of the match, why I'm doing that. Who is your man of the match for the game yesterday, mate?
Ruben. For me, it was either Ruben or Chalobah, but I'll give it to Ruben. I think he was excellent throughout the entire match, keeping the ball ticking over. His dribbles, I think he had like 6 or 7 dribbles. I think he was great, and he had an assist for the first goal.
Ruben, we're talking about, yeah. Are you talking about Ruben?
Yeah.
Ruben. All right,
Ruben.
Cool. Yeah.
So for me, I think he was man of the match.
Where does Ruben fit in things for you now, based on his performances? Do you think he still comes in only certain games? Do you think Jorginho still plays majority games with Kovacic, or what happens? Like, what would you do with him moving forward?
I think he's worked his way into the team. He's clearly more of the rotational player than Saul is. Because there was a rotational piece that was supposed to come in, when Jorginho isn't in there, or Conte isn't in there, or Kovacic. He's clearly the first guy off the bench when it comes to that, which is really good for him. Also, I mean, it's clear that Barkley is also oversaw in that role. But for Ruben, this is great. You know what I mean? This is great for him. I'm happy for him. I thought he could always do this, but no, seeing as I carry a lot of Coburn prop, I just didn't see anything about Ruben. Because once you're propping all the Chelsea youth, it's like no one's gonna take it seriously. But we see his talent. We see what he's doing. Um, yeah, I think he's great. I think he's gonna get a lot more games this year.
I hear you. Abs, what you saying, my boy? You all right?
Chilling. All right, can we just celebrate the fact that this is the first time we've actually done what we're supposed to do in a while? We didn't beat Southampton at home last year. We didn't beat Aston Villa at home last year, and we've gone and we've just cleaned up the way we should do. And for me, the big games are important, but if we're gonna win this league, we have to start improving our form against not so much the tables in the lower side, but I'm talking about the teams that are looking towards mid-table / bottom half. Like we have to improve against Everton, Villa, what's the name? Southampton, Brighton. Who else is in that list? Arsenal. We have to improve against all these teams. I have to make sure that whenever we go home or away, 3 points, and that's what we're doing. That's the main thing. And then when we get to the when we play against the bigger teams, if we're going away, trying to win or even a win and try and win at home, because that's how Sir Alex used to do it, and he was pretty successful. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
What was your thoughts on Timo Werner's performance, mate? I mean, who was your man of the match anyway, and what was your thoughts on the overall performance?
Well, I missed the first half, but from where I saw, Werner was one of our better players. I thought Chilwell, despite the fact that he did give away a penalty, he gave us a different outlook on the left-hand side. I think that, what's his name? I disagree with that. I do think his all-round game was actually quite good, but whatever it is, what it is. It's between Werner or Callum, one of them two. I might have to give it to Werner because Werner gets a lot of shit from the fans. So I have to give it to him for that.
So are you giving it to him because he was the best or because you want to protect him?
Because I genuinely thought he was quite good. I thought his all-round game was good. His movement was good. He did have that chance where Lukaku put him in front, probably could have scored. But he did get robbed off a goal as well, and he was making in runs, which I've not seen for a while. Everyone gasses up Hakim Ziyech and Kai Havertz, and what I do rate Kai Havertz a lot. His form has been very up and down. Ziyech has been poor. Mount's form has also been up and down, but when he came on, instant impact. And Ross Barkley as well,
Yeah, Ross Barkley.
The man's inevitable. It's actually
it's not Ross Barkley, it's Rossafanga, bro. Say it right. It's Rossafanga. Say it right, bro.
He's a deceiver. That's what he is. He's a deceiver, Ross Barkley. We have a couple of good games here. We think he's good enough to get back in the team, and then he'll just drop a stinker. What he does.
Yeah. It was like remember that time when he, I think he scored against Southampton. Then he scored against. Then he had that game against Burnley where he slapped 4, and then he got the last-minute equaliser against Man United.
Yeah, I do hear you. Beast, what you saying, my guy? What's happening?
What are you saying, bro? How you been?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. What was your thoughts on the overall performance of Chelsea yesterday, and who was your man of the match?
I think we played well. I think we dominated. We deserved the win. It would have been very disappointing if we went out of that game without 3 points. I can't lie, with the way that we played. It was good as well just to have a win because we've lost 2 games on the bounce now, and I don't want it to become a trend where we start losing all of the sudden. It was good. It was good to just have a win. Man of the match wise, for me, I would give it either Ruben or Callum because Ruben just the way he glides and what he was doing yesterday, I liked it from him. And Callum added some creative edge. In terms of Werner, I think he did well yesterday, but I don't think he was that great all round. I can't lie.
Okay.
Mascot.
I mean, look, I know you guys and how much you don't like Werner, so I know it's hard to get you guys to say anything good about Werner, to be honest. So I get that. I get this.
I like Werner.
Colin, I know Collins will say something. Go on, Collins.
Yeah, for me, yesterday game was awesome because watching Manchester United picking up draw, at the beginning of the weekend, then watching Chelsea beating Southampton because we needed a winning. To be honest, we needed a winning because we have to bounce back, and we are all going for international break. At least we have to have a point before going to international break. And watching Werner yesterday, he scored the first goal, it was Rudolph. Then the second one. For me, I've always been a supporter of Timo Werner. I always want him to do well from day one. He's one of my best players. I don't care whether he scores, but whenever I see Chelsea line up and I see Timo Werner on it, I always kind of confident because not only is going to score, but what he brings to the team as a contribution to the team. Always, whenever Werner and Mounts, it's like now people are talking about Mounts. For me, whenever I see Mounts and Werner in our team, those two players offers much more than any other player can offer. So yesterday, if you watch when Mounts come in, everything changed. You watch his contribution. For 2 matches, he didn't play. Look at how he lost the 2 matches. Mounts didn't even play. So that shows how important he is to the team. And that is the same thing to Timo Werner. So for me, I'm a big fan of Timo Werner right from day one. And I believe that scoring that goal is going to boost his morale. And for me, I'm happy for him to score. So he's the man of the match because they give him the man of the match. So I don't think any other person played more than him. So he deserves whatever he gets yesterday.
No, I hear you.
And Jem,
Another thing I want to say, because looking at what Tuku is doing, I like seeing Loftus-Cheek because I'm a big fan of Loftus-Cheek because people don't talk about him because people don't even know that he's our academy. Everybody just forget about Loftus-Cheek. So seeing him playing, because it gives me joy. And what Tuku is doing is something that Lampard forget to do because even if Tuku is trying to bring everybody, make everybody to feel like I'm among the team, you understand? So he wants everybody to partake, not like Lampard did, like if you are not good enough, you are not good enough. So for Tuku, because look at the pass Barkley contributed yesterday. That was a world-class pass, So for me, I like what he's doing with the team. So that is my own take on the whole team yesterday.
Go on, Dan, what you going to say, mate?
Over the last couple of years, you guys, especially, you know how much I rate Tammy, right?
Yeah.
How much I've bigged up Tammy. What do you think of Tammy's general play?
For me?
Jem. You think it's great?
I think Tammy's general play was, I don't know. Sometimes it was a bit. He had good games where he could link the play up very well, and some games he would just disappear. Like I wouldn't even know he was playing half the time. He'd just be jogging around up the other end of the pitch. So I think sometimes he was just ineffective in certain games.
So you can be ineffective and still score. I rated Tammy really highly at all times.
For me, when Tom Abraham was in Chelsea, for me, there are these kind of strikers I don't like in my team. Like kind of Tom Abraham strike, I don't like it. It's like Lukaku now. For me, I won't say anything because he's a Chelsea player. Once you're a Chelsea player, one thing I owe you is to support you. That is one thing I have to do. So for me, like Timo Werner striker is the kind of striker I like. Like if you watch Luis Suarez, Aguero, that kind of type of striker that can move. They can play with.
Don't you dare put Werner and Aguero in the same breath. Don't do that.
Listen, bro. When Timo Werner was in Germany, he was playing the same thing like Aguero. When he was in Germany, he was playing the same thing like Aguero played. You understand? So you just have to give him time to adjust. When he was in Germany, he was even scoring more than Aguero. You know that. So one thing you have to understand is like one thing about people. Like for me, I've never been to London, but I watch football a lot. So, but one thing I want you to understand is like we that don't go to the stadium to watch football, at least if we watch from the television from our side. We understand football more than people that went there to watch it because we take time to watch the football. So for me, Timo Werner is going to prove everybody wrong. And I believe if you watch the people that even go to the stadium to watch, they supported Timo Werner more than every other people say. They always cheer him. So for me, I am happy the way he's playing. Sometimes some strikers get this form, you pick your form. So that is how football is. You can't continue from beginning to the end. It doesn't work out.
Fair enough. I hear that. I do hear what you're saying. Couch, what you saying, my man?
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro. We can hear you. What are you saying? How do you feel about it? There's lots of mixed opinions today. Lots of mixed opinions on certain players' performances and that. But what was your thoughts on the game?
I can't really stay too long because I got my son and he's wilding. But I had to jump in for a quick second. Like, honestly, guys, the slander and the hate has to stop, man. Like for real. Like this guy's a Chelsea player, like he's scoring goals for the club. He helped us. He scored the match winner, and to be honest with you, the general play was fine. Like what you want him to do is to get into areas where he can make space for himself to score goals. He should have scored three, should have had four. And you saw the link up with him and Aspilicueta going down the right flank. The thing that I noticed about his game that I thought was different, because I don't normally see him from the right flank. I thought he was actually really good at using his body to shield off defenders and get the strike in. More often than not, when the problems I have with Timo Werner is the fact that when we put him on the left and he's trying to dribble past and get into the area to shoot with his right, he's not very good at that. He's not very good at using his technique to get into areas to score. What he likes to use is his pace to get in behind. And when you slipping those balls down the channel, and he can use his pace, you're going to see an effective striker. I thought he had a fantastic game. I thought he probably could have had a hat trick at the very least. He had and that other opportunity where Ruben cut it back to him, and probably I think he just got blocked. That was another great opportunity to score. If it didn't get blocked. Then there were the opportunity, but on Ruben though, I'm rambling now just because I just got to get it in and then go do it for a quick sec. But with Ruben, I thought, like, what were we saying the other day, Jem, on my stream? What were we talking about? The midfield is trying to be 2 8s as opposed to 2 6s. It made all the difference for me because when Southampton were looking to press their 4-2-4, as soon as we got into the midfield where Kovacic and Ruben were isolated with Romeo and Ward-Prowse, they had no problems. It's one dribble and they're into them, right? Yeah. So that to me is important. We have to see more. We have to see when we have play against teams that play as defensively as Juventus, as defensively as I guess Southampton was really defensively, but when we can take advantage of the midfield like that, I really do think that we have to play with 8s rather than 6s because we just get more box presence, just really that's what it comes down to.
This is part of the reason why I brought up this formation thing, because there's a lot of things that we've done a little bit different yesterday in the terms we play, in the way that we played, and this is why I want to be able to drag the players. But if you saw Aspie's performance yesterday, yes, he was supposedly around here when he was defending, but when we was with the ball, he done this. You started seeing this. You started seeing triangle between them. So he was coming more in here and linking up with these lot to allow these lot to push forward with the ball, and then he would sit. Then you would see Werner go like this. You'd see Werner make runs off the wing. Callum Hudson-Odoi sort of come in there. Chilwell behind. And we just looked so much better. And what was great about Kovacic and Ruben is that if Ruben went, Kovacic would cover. If Kovacic went, Ruben would cover. They just had a true
midfield partnership. A true midfield partnership. That's what you want, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the other thing that I noticed too, with Chilwell, I'll just say this piece before I go. Chilwell would always look like he was always looking to come inside, which was good because his 1-2 play to get into the box was actually really good. And Callum was the one that was often providing us the width on the left, which is, again, I think he's useful out there because his crossing ability and his dribbling ability is really good. So,
yeah.
Anyways, guys, I can't do this for much longer.
It's all right, mate. Don't worry.
But, Jem, I just wanted to say happy birthday, man. I know it's tomorrow, but you make sure you have a good one. And to the rest of the panelists, man, I do respect all your opinions and stuff like that, but we really got to stop the slander now. This guy wears a Chelsea badge. He's scoring goals for us now. All right, fellas. Take care.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man.
Scores one goal and suddenly he's a goal scorer. Say nothing, man. Say nothing, man.
No one said that, though.
Say nothing, man.
I'm just interested into what people consider slander.
Like, no, me and Daniel aren't slandering him. We're just saying, like,
you're not praising him. He's a moment about it. He's still saying.
No, I did praise him. I just didn't praise him based on what you wanted me to praise him on. I praised him for what he really did, which was score a goal. Beautiful. I was happy about that. I praised him for that. I give him an 8.5 for just that. But you guys want more. You're never satisfied. You want more. You want me to grovel over this guy that has 2 goals in 22 games. Relax,
more
man.
goals than the others that we got that have been playing behind him.
He's also a striker. He should have more goals.
Not. But you lot were
saying but Werner's being called this world-class striker. Well, you've got man on this stream saying that he's like Suarez and Aguero. Come on, man. What is this?
This is what I'm talking about. If you're saying he's like that, why can't I expect goals?
No, they didn't. They're joking around.
He scored 2 really good goals yesterday, so I gave him an 8.5.
Colin was being serious. Let's not do that.
Colin, you're not being serious, yeah? About Aguero and Werner.
Look, let me explain things. Listen
See,
to
he's
me. Don't
being
get me wrong.
serious. Hey, yo, Jem.
Yeah, hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on. Let me explain things. When it comes to footballers in their career, sometimes you have ups and downs. That is one thing about football. You can't even look at Messi. Messi is like when he went to PSG, he didn't hit it
Oh,
back.
don't say Messi. Come on.
No, I'm just trying to explain things to you. I just want to explain how football is all about. When Werner was in Germany, when Timo Werner was in Germany, he scored goals every time. Even he scored goals more than Suarez did. You understand? And that is why Chelsea went for him. So he came to Premiership. Not everybody can adopt very
Oh, I
easily.
love what you
Sometimes-
just said. Can you
Now,
pause
look,
there really quickly?
I'm trying to explain to you the kind of
No,
football.
but can you pause there really
the way
quickly?
he
You said
plays.
Chelsea signed him because of all those goals, right?
Yeah, of
Continue.
course.
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that is why Chelsea signed him because of how he plays and the goals he contributes and everything he scores. Then he came to Premiership. You know, me and you know very well that not every player that went to England that started like boom. Sometimes it took them time. Some adopt. So look at Jorginho, what Jorginho is today. So Timo Werner have a rough patch, and upon that, he's having a rough patch. One thing I want you to understand: if you look at when Morata was having a rough patch in Chelsea, he can't even contribute. But when Timo Werner is not scoring, but look at the impact he keep making. Upon he's not scoring, but some people they will allow that to affect them. But for him, he keep scoring.
No, Colin, you can't be doing this. Yeah, I
No.
don't like
I'm
this
trying to
from
explain
Werner's
to you.
fans. I'm
trying to explain to you.
No, Colin. I'm not gonna allow this. Yeah, where you're saying that Werner's this goal scorer and he's scoring 2 goals in 22 games. The last time I remember him scoring
One
at
thing-
an actual brace,
See, let me tell
was
you.
against Southampton last season. Again, like, look.
Let me
At the
tell
end
you.
of the
Let me
day,
tell you something.
Werner played all right yesterday. I do think he did score 2 goals.
Are we not a better
I do
team with
think was-
Timo Werner?
Even
No.
against Man City,
We're not a
he
better
played
team
well
with
against
Timo
Man
Werner
City.
on
You
the
know
pitch.
that.
Oh, okay, so when we played Man City and we played Lukaku and Werner, what happened?
Hang on.
Werner played well.
I know
He
why.
played well. Every
No.
other
Answer the
player,
question,
No,
man.
you can't blame.
Answer,
You
because
can't blame only
you
on
man are
him. You
saying that
can't
we
blame
were a
only
better
on
team.
No.
Steven.
Beast.
No,
You man
You
are
can't
saying
blame
that we
only
were a
on
better
him.
team. Explain.
Let's really address what Beast is saying now, right? Because when I came in, I give credit to the 2-8s for changing the system and creating more chances. It's Werner. When Werner's on the pitch, everything is done. But he was
Hang
on
on,
the
Man
pitch.
City,
Exactly,
Man
but
City,
when we played Man
in the Man
City
City
and we
game,
had the
especially in
same
the first
front
half, he was
two,
one of
we
our best
didn't do
players. I was
anything.
there. He was doing everything that he could possibly have done it with,
Yeah,
with
no,
a
no, he,
midfield.
but no,
Wait
but Jem,
a sec. With a midfield that wasn't able to provide for him. We had nothing going through because we had a 5-3-2 formation. Our wing backs were playing like 5 at the back, not 3
yeah,
at
but
the back.
you're saying we're a better team with Werner, but but if we're being genuinely honest, the reason why we played better against Southampton was one, we had 2-8s in midfield, and we had an actual winger. We had an actual creative player
Bro,
in our
you
front
know very
three.
well we play more
If
better
we're
more
when
being
effective.
Werner is
real,
in the team.
no, but if
He's
we're
more
being
effective.
real,
He's more
what
effective.
do you mean we're not being effective? What do
You
you mean?
know,
Like,
you always be more
Werner
effective when
played
Timo
against
Werner
Man
is in the
City.
pitch. You
Werner
know
played
that. Whenever
against
he's in the
Tottenham,
pitch.
and he didn't really. We played against Aston Villa under 21s, and he didn't show up. I'm not having this. Oh, Werner
Hang
scored this
on.
and
So
he
you're
did that.
telling me, so you don't think he deserves to be in the team at the moment, based on what you've seen from all of the other
I never
players that
said
we've
that.
seen playing
Don't
behind him?
twist my words.
Let's
Don't
go
twist
on,
my
explain it.
words.
Explain it.
I
Go on.
said, you man are putting saying that Werner had a good all-round game and he was doing this and he was doing
did.
that at the end, and calling him the glue to our team and that we play better when he's there. When really the whole reason that we played better yesterday was our double pivot was actually 2-8s, and our left and we had Callum Hudson-Odoi in the pitch. I still think Pulisic would have helped that as well. So at the end of the day, Werner wasn't our glue. Our glue was our midfield. And we had
No
an
one said
actual
that, though.
wing. We had
No one
Chilwell
said
at
that.
left wing back. Come on,
No one
man.
said that.
Like
No
people
one said that.
love doing this with Werner, but like he didn't do well against Aston Villa under 21s. I don't care that he scored. You actually watch that game, he didn't really do anything. Yeah,
But this is the problem, isn't it? And this is why
what do you mean
I
this is
don't
the
listen
problem?
because no, it is. I'll tell you why. Because we have in our club, we have too many people that have player agendas, and that's our football. That's our fan base. I go on social media.
Oh, it's
and
an
everyone's
agenda
all they're
now.
doing is
Oh my
no, but
days.
it's true. It's
How
true,
is
though,
it an
Pete.
agenda,
You know
Jem?
what?
No,
my
I'm
brother,
not talking
Is
about
it an
just Werner. I'm
agenda?
saying we have there's too much issues with player agendas. That
My
when
brother
when
Ahmed
a
said
player,
something so profound. The agenda against Werner is legal. It's very legal.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's not
Very
illegal. It's not
It
illegal.
is
Let me
legal.
let me
It
explain
is
something to you.
legal.
Hold on,
It
Collins.
is valid.
You said to me, Chelsea signed this guy because we saw how many goals he was scoring. Then he comes to Chelsea, and I'm hearing about space, and I'm hearing about runs, and I'm hearing about things that
The
don't
only thing he
equal
didn't do is
goals.
not score
Bro,
goals.
can I
Now,
say
in this
something?
game,
Bro,
he scores
That's
a
it.
can I
goal.
say
He
something?
scores a
Let me say
goal. No,
something.
hold on. Let me just
Let me
finish.
say something.
He scores a goal, and I give him credit for the goal. And yet, I'm still hearing about space and other bullshit that he didn't do. Just take credit for him scoring. That's it.
Okay, let me explain something. You
And
know
he's
one
had
thing
a full
about
game.
let me explain something, Jen. You know one thing about we that we say we support Chelsea because most of us don't support Chelsea. They only maybe they just believe in they don't maybe they have look around nothing for them to support. They choose to support Chelsea. So let me tell you something. If Sancho happen to be a Chelsea player, Sancho has played more than like 7 games or 8 games or 10 games, if I'm not mistaken. He's not doing anything. But you see Manchester United fans still backing him because they believe at least he will come well. Only Sahu only play only one match against Aston Villa. All these Chelsea, I call them fake people. They want to rip him off. He only played only one match. They want to rip him off. Now, Van der Beek is a Man U. He's not playing anything for like 2 years now, and nobody's even talking about it. They think everybody keep like he's going
No,
to be here.
United fans are talking about it, Colin. Colin, if
Hold
you
on.
listen to
Let me come.
United fans, they are talking about it.
Thiago Alcantara. You know Thiago Alcantara went to Liverpool. You know Thiago Alcantara. He was one of the best midfield in Germany, as in one of the best midfield in the whole
Oh
world.
my
Then he
days,
went to
we are
Liverpool.
not.
Look
Oh,
at what he's playing. But they still believe that he's
My
going to
brother,
come well. But why I'm
Jem,
telling you
can you
that
bring up Jack Flow's comment, please?
you have to give him time. That is one thing. You have to give him time to adopt. Even if you watch Keita in Liverpool, when he was in Germany,
Jack
he was
Lowe.
Keita
probably
is
more
still
than
bad, fam.
One
Don't talk
second,
about
guys.
players that are still currently bad. He's still a
no,
bad player.
no,
he's
but
not
it's
a
not
bad
even
player because
just
he's
that,
He's
doing more
still
Colin.
than
injury
others.
prone.
He's doing
Colin,
more than
Colin,
them.
wait,
He's doing more
Colin.
than them
Let
because
me go to
he's
the people
supporting
that
the
you
team.
mentioned, Colin. Number one, Thiago last season had a Liverpool team that was screwed of injuries. Yeah, the midfield that he was supposed to join. Wait, no,
Now
don't start
you are giving
screwing
him
your
a
face.
excuse. Now you are
No,
making
Colin,
a excuse for Thiago.
Colin, the
You are
midfield that
making a excuse for Thiago, but
the
you can't make a excuse
Thiago
for Thiago.
when Thiago actually had Fabinho in the midfield and Henderson, if you ask Liverpool fans, most of them say that he was their best player in that run to get them into top 4. That's
Are we
number.
not watching? I'm watching the whole board and
Wait,
Liverpool
Colin,
plays. I do watch that ball. I watch
wait,
Colin,
Liverpool
1 second.
ball.
Let him
wait,
finish. Let him finish. Let him
wait,
finish.
wait. Then when you go to Sancho, even if he has like this season, I don't think Sancho will have the best season because I don't think he suits Man United. But that's a conversation for another day. You're gonna see people criticize him. What is wrong with criticizing Sancho if he comes in and he doesn't get like 12 plus assists? Because he's supposed to be this creator and fix the right wing problem. Werner was supposed to come in and fix our striker problem and fix our goal scoring. That's what you just said. You just said that he was scoring more goals than Suarez and Aguero and all of this. But then when he comes to Chelsea, he starts flopping.
Can I
Okay,
just
so
say
so
He's
something?
not
so
flopping. I don't fall
am I
for
not
One
allowed to
second,
He's
Collins.
not
criticize
One
flopping.
him?
second.
Am I not allowed
He's
to
not
criticize
The
him?
flopping.
only real Collins, one second. The only real argument that we have that I ever hear from Timo Werner haters is he isn't scoring goals, and I agree. I'm not once sat here and said he's been this great player that etc.
Colin has.
He should
No,
he
I'm not
should
saying that. I'm not saying
Collins,
that.
one
What I'm
second,
telling
one
you that
second.
I don't think you give him time.
Collins, he should have scored goals. He had a number of chances last year that he should have buried, and maybe we would have accumulated a lot more points than what we should have. I get that. I do. However, one of Timo Werner's biggest strengths, I think, is his perseverance. It's his being able to not give up, being able to just still get on with it, being able to still be effective, even in games if he's not, in many ways scoring, being the guy that scores the goal. All right, he got his goal contributions last season, 26 of them. All right, or whatever. That which were important to us accumulating points. I don't care what anyone says. You still have to, they're still important. I know he wasn't built to do that. I know you're going to say he wasn't built to do that. He should have been in the end of them. However, this season, we have to give him the benefit of the doubt still. And for me, the way he started the season, I don't think he's been that bad. Yes, he could have been made better in the Man City game. I was at the City game. But that first half, I watched him, and there was a lack of creativity anyway in that game. We were struggling. We were pinned back. It was hard. We were struggling in that game overall. The Aston Villa game, is that the one where we played in the cup game? Was it?
Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
he scored.
Where Reece James had to pull us out of the back.
Did he score?
He scored. Yeah. He scored.
fair enough. I can't really remember the Aston Villa game, so I can't really comment. To
He
be honest.
scored only goal.
I
No,
look
but-
at I look at this game yesterday, and we look better with him in it than that game. And yes, it might be because there was space. Yes, it might be because of the sixes. I've not once sat here and said Timo Werner has to play because he's the glue to the team. I'm just saying when you look at what we currently have at the moment, that they're playing or that we're trying to find that can link with Lukaku, that can build a relationship, a bit of chemistry moving forward. He's one of them players who I think deserves to be starting because he's at least doing something. What is Hakim Ziyech doing?
Oh no,
What is
but
Kai
Jem,
Havertz doing?
that's not the point.
So-
I never once said that Werner shouldn't be starting. Based on how our other tens are performing, Werner should be. Like that. Me and Dan have never disputed that. But when you're starting to say that Werner's the glue, yeah,
I never
and
said
Ver-
that.
and Ver-
I never said that. though.
no. I'm not saying that you said that, Jem. I'm just going by the general Chelsea fan base. Yeah, when Werner inners are saying that he's the glue and we look better when he plays and all of these kind of things, then I have to start factoring everything else. If you're just saying that Werner needs to improve in his goal scoring and look like other players are playing bad, that's why he should be starting, then that's fine. But when you're starting to say that we look better as a team and that we create more and we do more as a team and we look better, then I have to start saying, well, he's not really doing that. He's just
I
not.
don't know. I think he is to a degree. But Bobby, go on, Bobby. What you
No.
say?
Hey, gents, how you guys doing? How you guys
Not
doing?
bad, mate.
Fine,
Not bad.
man.
What you saying?
Good to be on. This is interesting. I don't know who spoke earlier. I'm on my phone, on the go as usual about this time, so I can't see very well on the screen. But the guy was talking about Werner and how I think sometimes as a fan base, I'm not saying that's what's happening on this panel, but as a fan base, we're too critical. It's quite clear that Werner, we brought him in to try and help us score goals, but the transition for a young man like that playing in the Bundesliga to come to the Premier League, where he's targeted by very tough physical defenders, referees, and some geezers sat in Scotland Park talking absolute BS. It's very difficult for him. I think we have to be a bit more patient with these players. You know, we have a team. Tuchel now, this is his season to gel his team, his style, to be able to dig into his squad and use his squad players. So I thought Werner did very well yesterday, and I thought part of the reason for that is he's a player that needs that big foil. He doesn't need to be that focus. Playing alongside Lukaku is very helpful to him because defenders, their minds are split between who to mark. Do I go for Werner? Do I go for Lukaku? And then, whoops, who's coming through the middle? Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I think we're very blessed with the players we've got. I've got to say one thing quickly about Barkley, though, Jem, if I may. A lot of people have hounded Ross Barkley, and I know Barkley would have been one of the best, if not for his own personal discipline. But I've got to say, Barkley has done in 20-odd minutes more than Ziyech in 4 games about. You know, he's been more effective to the team than people like Ziyech that we, wax lyrical about and talk about this wonderful left foot and all that sort of thing. So I think we need to cut Barkley some slack. I'm happy for the lad after yesterday, and I hope he continues to improve.
I don't think he gets right back into the team, but he's good. If he's going to make an impact like he did yesterday when he comes into games and he can create, then fine. I ain't got no issue with it. You know, I'm just going to. I think it's hard to see where he gets in the team at the moment, especially with the way some people have been performing in Rubens and whatever else. So
he's on the right track, though. He's on the right track.
Yeah.
And Ruben, oh my God! I mean, crikey! I mean, that's what a midfielder. That is the. Let him just stay fit, and we will see Ruben what he's supposed to be. I mean, what his skill, physicality, ability to shoot, eye for goal. He's everything. He's everything. Just stay fit. That's all.
Yeah, and if he continues doing, he looks like the old Ruben in the way that he's very direct with the ball, makes them runs, which is what he used to do in the Sarri days as well, which is big. But just quickly, because this global CFC, I keep seeing him coming out saying about me and Cho. I don't know where he's got this from, but I've just been bigging up Callum Hudson-Odoi this whole stream. pretty much. Every time we've spoken about him, I've said he had a very good game. He may even deserve an opportunity to step into the team. You know, I like Callum Hudson-Odoi. I have no issue with him. My issue with Callum Hudson-Odoi sometimes is the consistency of his performances. You know, he needs to be a bit more consistent, you know, but at the same time, he's still very young and he deserves to be given opportunities. But yeah, he had a good game yesterday and he was very good off the wing. There's nothing else more to say about that. He was good, you know, so it is what it is. But who was your man of the matches then, Bobby? Who was your man of the match?
For me, you know, I know I'm biased. It's because this whole journey, when you have a bad injury, I know Callum had a bad injury, but Ruben in particular is a Chelsea boy. He's always shown his love for the club. Indeed, all our academy players, whether they're with us or not with us, they always show ultimate respect for the club. Look at how Livramento behaved and so on. So Ruben, for me, the fact that after that journey of the injury he had, to come back and to slowly start finding his form, to make a difference in that way. I know he needed to be beside somebody like Kovacic or Jorginho. He does need that extra experience behind him. But I'll give him man of the match because of the whole comeback story.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Dan, who did you say yours was? Did you say yours was Trevor Chalobah or Ruben? I remember.
Ruben. I was deciding between the two, and I went for Ruben.
Yeah. Fair enough. I can't argue that. I thought he was very good. Mine's Timo Werner. I'm just going to say it straight up. Like
We know.
Timo's close. Yeah.
I thought, you know, we asked him to score goals, and he was important yesterday, 2 scoring goals. I thought Lukaku had more of an average game, and he had more of a better game. To be honest, he was more relied upon in that game than even Romelu Lukaku, which is fine. It's not a problem for me. I like Lukaku and Werner on the pitch together. If they both shine on the same pitch and they both score goals, wicked. You know, if they don't, and one outshines the other on the day, then I'm still happy with them both. You know, providing they're both doing what they're doing. But yeah, Collins, are you Timo Werner man of the match as well?
For me, Timo Werner is the man of the match for me. And the Ruben, like the other colleagues talk about, for me, Ruben played well yesterday. I won't take that for him. He played well. I was happy watching him play because I'm happy to see, because people don't give credit to him so much. People don't give credit to him. You understand? So for me, they don't give more credit to him because he's our academy. He's one of the academy. But people, he's like Ruben, Christensen. People forget that these people are from our academy. Nobody talks about them the way they talk about other people. So for me, watching him play yesterday gave me joy because when you see one of your own playing good, it gives you joy. So, and the whole story behind the whole thing. So I'm happy for him. It's like Callum. I want Callum to do well because having that injury is not easy for him. I believe it. Like, I want him to go that long because going that long could have done a lot for him because I want him to get time. So, but I believe Tuchel for keeping him once he wants to give him game time. I believe there's a lot of game time for him. So for me, the whole team, everybody in that team yesterday played well. I think all of them deserve man of the match. So I'm happy for them. Even Barkley said, if you watch what Barkley did, I can easily say Barkley deserved man of the match. So all of them played very well yesterday. So whenever Chelsea play, whenever we lose, whenever we win, I'm always behind the team.
Jem, can I say something about Chelsea fans? I really have to say this. Our away fans are second to none. But the home fans also, I mean, you've got to admire Chelsea fans. They've seen how Werner has persevered, just as you said, his resilience, his endeavour, he never gives up. And the way the fans got behind him, I was so proud of Chelsea fans yesterday. That's just how to do it because that's what he needs. He doesn't
Same your doors that people get at all the time are the ones backing Timo. You know what I mean? Like they back every player when it comes to inside Stamford Bridge.
Exactly,
You know
and that's what we should do. That's what
even when I personally don't like that. I saw them back Torres for 3 years. I saw them back Morata, who was
and they were shit.
Who was just as bad for a year and a half. I've seen them back all these guys and want them to do well. I've seen them back Frank.
Do you know why Werner got that second goal? You know why he got that second goal? I personally believe it was the fans. They coaxed him to that second goal. They kept cheering him on, singing his name, and you could see the lift in him. He felt the appreciation, and he kept going, and he got his reward. Oh, that's brilliant. Brilliant.
That's because they see a player. And I'm going to say this now. I think that's because they see a player in him. I know some people think, he's not good enough or whatever. But I think a lot of Chelsea fans still see that there's a really good player in him, and maybe he's a confidence player. And sometimes when you're a confidence player, fans notice that, so they get behind you more. Do you know what I mean? And the one thing I would say about him, and you said it, is his perseverance is next to none. He could miss an absolute sitter, but then he would still make that run. He would still try and get on the end of it. It's just if he could just convert them, if he could get on, he does everything right. Yeah. If he could just convert them, and put them back, we'd be sitting here saying what a great striker we got. Do you know what I mean? He's around, he gets around, he scores goals, he does it. And maybe Dan would probably sit back and think, you know what, at least he's scoring goals. You know, his all-round game for Dan's not great, but at least he's scoring goals and persevering and giving us an option. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what
even Alonso, I loved, Chelsea fans, they knew, remember the City game, Alonso was absolute pants. But a couple of fans started trying to get on him and the whole lot turned on him, They really turned on him. We do not abuse our players, certainly not on match day.
No,
and it's just
never.
Perfect. It's the best thing about our fan base.
Well, this is the thing what Beth said here. She was saying, like, obviously, for me, the important thing for Timo is that he doesn't give up, even when luck really does not go his way. And to be honest, he has not had a lot of luck go his way in the past. Like, it's when you're on the ground, you just get put 2 foot under sometimes, and that's the case with him. But it wasn't even his own doing sometimes. But look, it is what it is, and I don't think he is like I know some people saying he's like a Torres and this, that, and the other. The difference with him and the Torres and the Morata for me is his perseverance, because them other 2 players used to just go games, even though they were playing when they used to watch them. Like when their confidence was low, you would see their confidence is low. With Timo Werner, you wouldn't exactly see his confidence low until he gets in front of goal and he scuffs it. Do you know what I mean? Like he would still do everything else other than put it in the back of the net. So I don't know. I'm hoping that him and Lukaku can build a relationship moving forward. And it's good. We're going to this international break now. 2 weeks, isn't it? I think it is. 2-week break now. And we return to a game for Brentford away. Brentford away is the next game, a team that's playing very well, which we'll be doing some talks on about as well. In between that, obviously, it's international. So what we will be doing is a lot more debate shows. So we'll be doing a lot more debates. We'll be doing a lot more just overall call-ins. We'll do a review of the season up to now, what we think, etc., how it's gone and stuff. So make sure you stay tuned, guys. Smash the like button. We should be on 75 likes minimum now. We should even be pushing 100 likes. Subscribe to the channel as well. We're on our road to 3K subscribers as well. But guys, I think I'm pretty much done. I'm pretty much done here, to be honest. So thank you as always for jumping in, guys. As always, Dan, Collins.
Dan, nice to speak to you. Thanks, man. Thanks.
And enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I'm going out for some food with the family now for a pre-birthday, little meet up and that. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. And take care of yourselves. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.
I thought your birthday was today, bro.
Yeah, birthday's tomorrow.